Today's video is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/magstv or click the link in the video description below. G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Cold Waters with Mags, and welcome back aboard the USS Boston. So, in the last mission things did not go well, and I had a few issues with the torpedo tube, and we've just been intercepted by a convoy on our way back home. Now, as you'll recall, I was having issues with the torpedo tubes firing, and in the forward section of the ship, as you can see here, it's now showing damage, which I didn't take in the last mission. The number 3 torpedo tube, as you can see, is no longer functional. And our structural integrity is down to 13%, and it was about 24% when we left the battle zone, so I'm not entirely sure what's happening here, but clearly we took more damage than we were meant to, or the bug has given additional damage to the ship. Regardless, we're not in a pretty good way at this point in time. Now, I did have a few comments on the last video about a submarine. Can it actually take a torpedo? Well, yes, some can. Most modern subs are designed to be able to take a direct strike from a torpedo, depending on where it hits. The 688 is one of them, but like all submarines, it never works out well for it. In the case here, we've got a breach directly into the reactor room. Now, the reactor is isolated, so it is still functioning, and it can actually operate should the reactor compartment be flooded with water. It's designed that way. But obviously, that is something that you would rather not happen for a couple of reasons. One, issues can arise with the reactor, and with a flooded compartment, there's not much you can do about them, which can lead to losing the ship. There is also the effect of having a full compartment of water within the submarine. This affects your ballast and can result in you sinking. With the structural integrity of the submarine so low, you can forget about this submarine ever making it to test depth. In fact, I wouldn't want to take this thing much beyond 600 feet at this point in time. The submarine is likely to just cave in on itself, which isn't actually a problem here because we're only in 511 feet of water. But it does also cause some other problems. In order to keep the reactor compartment empty, I need to keep a repair crew active in it at all times, pumping the water back out of that compartment. However, if I engage ultra quiet, which I just have, in order to be as silent as possible while working out what the hell has just managed to intercept me, the repair crews do not operate. Ultra quiet isn't some special engine or anything that operates within a submarine. It is simply running the submarine at minimal sound values and ordering all crew members on board to stop what they're doing in order to make no additional noise. So in ultra quiet, no torpedoes are loaded, no repair crews operate, nothing that is unnecessary to the submarine's basic operation is actually performed within the submarine in this mode. Anything that could potentially make noise is just stopped. Which of course means while I'm running in ultra quiet, the reactor compartment is slowly flooding with water. To top things off, this is a big hole in the side of the submarine, which water is coming in and air is leaking out and air is noisy, so my Los Angeles class submarine is nowhere near as quiet as it normally would be. Thankfully, we're under a little bit of a storm at the moment, so the ambient noise in the water is at 113 decibels, which should be loud enough to mask most of the submarine. Now, looking at the fleet here, this doesn't actually appear to be a sub-hunting patrol or an anti-submarine patrol. It looks like what we've run into here is a series of tenders and transports that are under escort. There's clearly one warship I haven't managed to detect yet, the one that's pinging actively. The rest look like just transports for the moment. So we may have some potential free tonnage here, which is great news. I mean, sinking Russians is kind of what I'm supposed to be doing in this particular scenario. However, I am at 13% on the hull, so if that warship detects me, it's just got to get a depth charge relatively close to my position, and it's game over. I cannot afford to be rattled here. Now, alligators are all moving in that direction. They're not that far away. 5.8 kiluyards. The easiest way for me to exit this zone is actually to attack this fleet. So we're going to. This is going to be awkward because we've only got this one torpedo tube loaded. We've got a anti-ship missile loaded in the second tube and a MOS. Now the MOS is useful, but I am not firing an anti-ship missile in this situation, at least not now. So, torpedoes in the water, and I've just moved the waypoint for the torpedo because the Contact Sierra 1 Alligator has just jumped in position as we've gotten a better position on it. It is much closer than I thought, so I'm going to take out the closest ship first. Torpedo is active. And I'm pretty happy that it's going to land home, so I'm going to cut it loose, and we've just loaded a new torpedo, and we're out of ultra quiet now, so we should start sliding this torpedo in right away because we're going to need it. Still sitting at 5 knots. And torpedo home, that's the first Alligator down. Now at this point the warships are all about to go batshit, which that's actually not a bad thing. As soon as they start moving in flank to find me, they're going to reveal their locations and I need to take them out quickly. Right, so I'm going to select the cruise missile here. Don't worry, I'm not going to fire it. Not yet, at least. Right, so we're looking at about 5.6 kiloyards to target. And we've got a clean shot past the Alligator for a torpedo. And we need to be out past 6 in order for that missile to activate. Torpedo loaded. I could shoot for the Alligator first, but I'm already heading that way. The Ropuchar is a cargo ship. It has no sonar equipment. It has no way of detecting me or revealing my location, but it is right there, so I'm at no risk of losing it, but it might be worth sinking it right now, because it's pretty much a guaranteed kill. Torpedo away. I'm going to cut this one loose and I'm going to start reloading the next torpedo because I need the next torpedo in. But that Alligator is it's far enough out I could actually hit it with a missile now if I wanted to, I reckon. It'd be pretty close. And it looks like our torpedo is tracking nicely, and there we go. So that's the Ropuchar out of the equation. Now this Alligator next. We've got a nice clear vision on it. We know exactly where it is. Yeah. Got to get over 8 kiloyards to be able to hit it. That should be far enough past the Alligator, so torpedo away, and that wire broke as soon as it launched, even though the torpedo was heading straight out the front, and I just heard helicopter blades. That's not good. That means we've got a helo with dipping sonar in the air. The upside is I'm between two wrecks at this point in time, so wherever the helicopter sticks its dipping sonar at the moment, the wrecks of these two ships and the noise they're generating at the very least is going to shield my sound just a little. Impact, there goes the Alligator. So, 2 Alligators and the Ropuchar. So that looks like the core of the cargo fleet that was under escort has been eliminated. But we've seen no signs of the escorts just yet. So after about 8 minutes of loitering around trying to find contacts and not finding any, I decided to do something really crazy. My time in silent running attacking those 3 ships has unfortunately let the reactor compartment completely flood. The easiest way to fix that is to surface the ship. Our survival up to this point has been largely dependent on this storm at the moment, which is making us extremely difficult to detect due to the ambient noise in the water. However, that storm's not going to bother radar. So the first thing I did, obviously, puncturing the surface, is to deploy the ESM mast to see what the hell is floating around in the area, and we are red. Everything can see us. Anything that has radar can. We're still getting pinged from underwater, but we have no ESM contacts. Or at least we're not getting a contact on the map. Wait. E4. That's reasonably close. There it is. Oh, there's no point in hiding now. They know we're here. They knew we were here beforehand. Torpedo away, and for some reason my repair crew is not pumping the water out of my reactor room. The hell do you think I was for the surface for, you idiots? Pump it out. And we've lost Master 4. We have been upgraded to a master contact now, so obviously we have got it on sonar, and we have also picked it up with the ESM mast, so we've got 2 points of confirmation on the target. And our torpedo is loose and on its own, so I can reload another one in. I'm actually really concerned. Why didn't that compartment pump out? Generally when you punch the surface, you lose water very, very, very quickly. We've only got a 19% solution now, but when we fired the shot, we had a much better solution. At the very least, now we're under, we can confirm exactly... Well, it was a cannon, I believe. Thankfully, the storm here managed to give us an advantage. The ambient noise plus the effect on the surface plus being nighttime made us hard to detect, even when we were on the surface, when we were most certainly picked up by radar, which is why she was heading in our direction. She was also one of only 2 escort vessels that the fleet had. According to the after-mission report, there was a second cannon somewhere in the area, but I never detected it, neither on ESM nor on sonar. It just never turned up. Thankfully, I was able to use the storm to break contact with the final ship. Since I wasn't able to detect it, it probably wasn't able to detect me either, and I was able to get back underway and head down to Holy Loch. The rest of the trip home was rather uneventful. And that I was rather thankful for, because not only was the submarine already crippled after our unsuccessful Tomahawk missile strike, but because we were carrying TLAMs on board for that strike, I had to strip out some of the stores available on board the Boston, which meant a large number of the torpedoes. After the storm, I only had 6 Mark 48 torpedoes and 2 harpoons left on board. Anyways, ladies and gents, having safely returned to Holy Loch, I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. I'd like to thank Audible for sponsoring this video and this channel. If you would like to check Audible out for yourself and receive a 30-day free trial and a free audiobook download of your choice, head to www.audibletrial.com/magstv, or otherwise click the link in the video description below. They have 180,000 titles to choose from, ranging from air combat, naval warfare, as well as all the latest and greatest top sellers. Otherwise, if you would like to help support the channel directly, my link to my Patreon is in the video description down below as well. If you choose to go that way, please read the Patreon-only messages on Patreon. There is a couple of things going on there for you. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, click that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, dive smart, dive safe, and I'll catch you in the depths.